And down here in the lower left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have our purple Zerg player, the winner of the last 2 games in a row and trying to close things out and make it a perfect 8-0 lifetime victory against Empire. It is Karont3 Esports Club's Vortex. His opponent here in the upper right-hand corner, the final representative of Empire, needing to beat Vortex and likely going to be Lucifron after that. If he wins, it's going to be Empire Happy.
All right, Happy has a pretty tough road ahead of him if he's going to try and get through Vortex, who actually did a great job against Koss in a very long game and actually had just a smashing good game against Aristio just now. Happy does need to try and slow down this momentum of Vortex and be able to actually overcome him. So one way he could try to do that is, you know, some aggression, but obviously has not started anything out of the ordinary just yet for a Terran player. He is actually just doing everything normal, but we'll see what he builds next to give us a better indicator.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, just with his 12th SEV coming up, that doesn't mean anything, although you would think, no, I guess he has found a slightly more efficient mining schedule as he sends the supply depot SEV back, pulls another one off the line to come grab the barracks here. So, Happy getting that 5 mineral advantage.
Nice. Oh, well, that's clearly all he needs to defeat Vortex, so let's go ahead and go to the next game. We've got a drone headed up through the middle now for scouting purposes. He's going to stop at the lovely... Actually, he's not even going to stop. Why would he? He's just going to continue on, try to get into that base, and try to annoy the crap out of Happy's miners.
That's right, and you know, Antigua Shipyard is a little bit more aggressive map. It's as it gets towards the late game, it focuses around taking these bases here in the pocket and also retaining control of the Zelnaga Tower. But up until that point, Happy has a lot of options for aggression.
Hoppy is actually a really, really able to do a lot of aggression. Anyway, Vortex is checking out behind the smoke. You're not going to find anything interesting back there. Maybe looking for some recyclables or something so he can cash in. Either way, we've got Happy looking through Vortex's base now, and he's actually not going to stick around very long in there. Once the spawning pool is done, the SCP is going to be in trouble, so he's actually just going to steal some minerals and hang around for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there should be gas. Otherwise, it's likely that we're going to have that 4-queen build once again. Vortex, of course, loves his creep spread, loves his strong aggression, and can make a lot of things happen on the back of just 4 queens up at the beginning.
Happy is going to go ahead and drop that command center at his natural. He's also going to add on both gas, so he could actually just be going for the Reactor Hellion Banshee build again. You know, that's got varied levels of success in the last few series that we've watched. Sometimes the Hellions get to the front door and say, oh, we can't go in there, there's too many queens and spine crawlers. And sometimes they just go right past that and kill 25 drones. So, you know, we'll see how efficient Happy will be if he does actually go that route.
Okay, well, Vortex gets a couple of Zerglings out on the field to start taking map control, but, you know, with double gas, Happy is going to have a factory here pretty soon. There we go. And they should be able to start a reactor right afterwards. Of course, with double gas, though, it's likely that we're going to see Banshees of the cloaked variety. But he could decide, as some European Terrans have actually done, to go ahead and just jump straight into marine tank production right afterwards. Not likely, but it is an outside possibility.
Yeah, with the reactor coming up now, I think Hellions would probably be an option. Happy, I'm trying to remember some games where he may have had some great Hellion success. It's actually been a while since I've seen Happy used. So marine tank, I feel like he is more actually susceptible to doing. But, you know, he could just build the first 2 Hellions, maybe even 4, try and get some damage in with them before switching gears. Obviously, as the Hellions get over there, he could actually check out what's going on with Vortex's build and try to make decisions from that point. Starport is coming up now. Still no Hellions being built, though. Oh, there they are. Okay.
Another 6-minute hatchery popping out, but yeah, the starport's on the way, the tech lab's on the way. We're going to see Banshees here in a second. Because of the amount of gas income, it's harder to take that quick third base as a result of all of this, but of course you trade that off with potentially being able to do more economic damage. 3 extractors once again for Vortex, and he is opening almost identically to the way he did on the game on Entomb Valley.
Against Koss earlier, yep.
Yeah.
And 2 more Hellions coming out. Still hasn't swapped it up just yet. So as he torches that Ling, he should be able to get over here and figure out exactly what Vortex is up to. He'll see the 4 queens, though. Should not be able to get past them. Could actually come over and check out the 3rd base, but instead he's actually going to wait for his Hellion buddy. They're going to go tag team it and figure out what they need to start preparing for.
And it is actually going to be 6 queens in total as the number 5 and 6 do pop out. And of course, with the evolution chambers down at the same time, he is going to have a very quick spore crawlers to be able to defend against the cloaked banshees when the time comes. And he's opening up into layer tech. Now, if it's the same build that we saw last time, in about 10 seconds, we'll see a baneling nest as well. But it all depends on how he wants to hold all this off. There it is.
So everything as usual here for Vortex in this ZVT matchup. And once the Banshees start to arrive, we'll see how well Vortex is actually prepared for this. He hasn't built up. There's the Spore Crawler. So he is going to prepare quite well for this incoming Banshee. Saw the Hellions, knows that Banshees are really, really popular as of late, and he's just going to generally be prepared for it. Once the lair is done as well, he can get an Overseer in this guy, and those queens that are walking around will be very, very valuable as well.
2 more gas coming up. We're probably going to see Mech here in a second. Expect the double armories in a bit as he adds on more factories. But it's not guaranteed, I guess. But the Banshees are starting to flow through now. And there is already a Spore Crawler up in position and enough queens to be able to hold this off, I would imagine, without taking that much damage. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, the Banshee cloaks up, tries to move in, can't actually get much done before being repelled, but the Hellions at the 3rd base actually are facing some opposition, some Lings, trying to get them whittled down, but this hatch is taking a lot of damage. Now with the Banshee helping out, the health is going to drop pretty rapidly. I don't know if Vortex is going to be able to save this with just the queens and Lings that he has. We'll see as he comes in. He's going to try and block the exit for the Hellions at least, but they're just going to turn their attention back to the hatchery. This is a little bit of a tough situation. The Banshee can't stay in there anymore because the Overseer and the Queens are there, so this is actually going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, that's a huge win for Vortex. He keeps the hatch alive. He kills so many Hellions there, and look at that, no workers killed at all. So Vortex already going up into his infestation pit. He will be able to transition over to Hive Tech very, very quickly. And as I mentioned before, double armories and 2 more factories being added on. So it is indeed Mech. The first time we've seen Mech out of an Empire Terran player so far in this set.
Yeah, kind of interesting. I mean, obviously, Gumiho versus Hyun, we saw a lot of great mech play, so it is, very, very powerful in the right hands. Happy does have a shot at actually doing some solid damage with these Lings of Vortex. Checking out the base of Happy, though, they just run right in. Both depots are actually down. He had 2 chances to lock these out and didn't actually use either of them, so the Lings are going to get in, potentially kill some SCVs, and the first worker killed goes to Vortex for this game.
That's right, and manages to kill 3 workers actually at gas, and very nice job by Happy to get those back on very quickly, but just disrupting any gas is very, very important against a meching Terran player. So look at this already. Vortex just slamming active creep tumors through the middle of the map. He's got a Spire and Hive Tech started at the same time very, very early on at about the 11-minute mark. So here we go. This is very high tech, and we'll see if Vortex can pull this off.
All right, with the 2 factories coming up now, Happy is adjusting more into mech. You can see the vehicle upgrades and a Raven coming along as well. Look at all these creep tumors and nice little uniform lines. It reminds me of a baseball field for some reason, like the waves and the grass. Either way, these Banshees are just going to go ahead and clear those out with the help of the Hellions. The Lings are not enough to be able to stop that from happening. 28 more in production. Spire coming up and Hive coming up at the same time.
Okay, so the creep progress has been temporarily limited, but Vortex still has a lot of stuff left over. 3 Banshees is pretty high DPS, but they're all running pretty low on energy, and there still are Spore Crawlers sitting around. So Spore Crawlers are going to open up and do a little bit of damage here. A few workers are taken down in return, but the Queen should be able to react very quickly.
Yep, they'll ward off the Banshees pretty easily there. Happy is looking all around the rest of the map for hidden hatcheries. Not going to find anything too disconcerting for him, and staying on even bases is actually a great thing for Happy. If he can actually manage to take a 4th base, that would be pretty swell for his mech strategies. Siege Tech is going to be done in just a moment, and he is just cranking out only tanks for fighting units at the moment, and now Hellions as well.
Okay, well, excuse me. Vortex trying to get back out there and establish map control. Wow, the circling does pretty good damage against a Hellion that doesn't move at all, especially with the upgrades that were already in place for the circling. But yeah, there's gas number 5 and 6 coming up, so Happy will be able to continue forward with his production on 5 factories. Of course, you can see some of the ones with Tech Labs not being used because it'd be difficult to support all of that production at once. And it's also very difficult when you're really supply blocked. And he's already starting Corvid reactors. We have a Raven transition already.
All right, so this is a pretty quick switch to Ravens. We saw Gumiho do this against Hyun and actually had an insane game on Metropolis. So there is a chance actually for Ravens to turn the tide of a ZVT really, really efficiently with harassment, auto sentries, auto turrets, or sentry turrets, whatever you want to call them. Actually do a lot of damage to hatcheries if unchecked. So if a big battle's going on somewhere, Ravens can really, really be good harassment units. Obviously, point defense drones and Hunter-Seeker missiles can do a ton of good work as well. These 3 Banshees looking for a way in. There is still that Spore Crawler, but they could be able to take out an Extractor at least, or at least the drones mining from it.
Yeah, pretty good position there. The Queen needs to be able to bring those Banshees back into range of the Spore Crawler. Not going to do it. At the same time, Hellions are trying to sneak by, but those are actually shut down pretty quickly by Link. So Vortex on top of that, and he actually drives away the Banshees without losing the Extractor or the Queen.
That's nice, but I think the Banshees will probably be back soon, so he does need to stay on his toes regarding those. More Thors coming out now for Happy, but of course Broodlords are already in the air for Vortex. That number is growing now, and these upgrades, these melee and armor upgrades, are going to make these Broodlings really mean soon. So I feel like Vortex is just biding his time, waiting for upgrades to finish, and then soon we'll be seeing a big clash go up.
I really don't like the Raven transition off of just 6 gas, though, because unfortunately, Happy is going, well, he now sees Broodlords as well, which is going to give him a bit of a scare, as a few units are running into the natural as well. So he's doing some good harassment, but only on 6 gas. He's obviously produced 1 Raven so far. I mean, he's got Secret Missile coming up, he's got Corvid Reactor already done, so it's going to be a high energy Raven, but he's sunk a lot of resources into it in the meantime, and because each one uses 200 gas, each of the Thors uses 300 gas, unless he's going to make nothing but just Hellion Raven, and that's not enough oomph to really drive forward an army. I just don't think that 3 bases can support it.
He just wants to land, that 1 money Seeker Missile, I think, and then, no, I don't know what he's actually planning, but you're right, 6 gas is not really a ton. He is actually going to add on another base, but it could be a little bit too late. As the Broodlords have arrived, they are going to actually force these siege tanks to blast down his own Hellions.
Yeah, and he's trying to sit around, so hopefully he can use I mean, he already threw down the point defense drones, but I think he's got to use the rest of them because Secret Missile isn't quite done yet. Now he's absorbing shots with the rest of the Ravens, and the Broodlords are continuing to just move on through. The Corruptors are still doing their damage, and Happy is just dying to the first attack that Vortex actually does here. This is not working out at all, and Happy is in a terrible position.
Yeah, Vortex just waited for that +2/+2 melee upgrade to finish and then decided to jump right in. All these Lings running unchecked. You see SCVs blowing up left and right. Corruptors can't do anything, but the Lings are doing the bulk of the damage. Now 20 Roaches are coming up as a follow-up for Vortex because he knows that he is baiting out a lot of anti-air with the force that he's got standing right now. Because Happy doesn't have any other bases, this is looking very, very difficult for him to be able to fight back. There's the GG from Happy.
All right, so kind of an interesting game out of Happy there. Vortex takes the set. He has now won 8 games in total against Empire in our team league, so with congratulations to him. Yeah, 8-0. Well done.
Yep, so Vortex, sealing the deal again for Karont3 Esports Club. Very, very good games out of him. Obviously, there were some wins from some other players as well. Mikoel taking game 1. Law versus XD didn't quite manage to take a win, but Verdi had a really aggressive Void Ray strat that worked out. Empire, the credits go to Braddock and Koss for some amazingly played games. And but Karont3 Esports Club comes out with the win. That's the important part.
That's right, and as you can see, they are now 2-0 in their group. They have had a very convincing performance so far. They still have a tough matchup. They have to play Enes Hosa. That's pretty rough. Enes Hosa, although they've been up and down in some of the Korean leagues lately, they're still a strong team. Yeah. They've still got players to be reckoned with, so maybe Karont3 will be able to prepare for that and take home a 3-0 in the group. I think that's going to do it for us tonight, though, guys. Please do follow all of our social media devices. Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube is at IGNProLeague. Please do click on the follow button button if you're watching on twitch.tv/IGNProLeague as well. But I think that's all I have.
All right, just keep watching Twitter and Facebook/IGNProLeague as we figure out what the broadcast will actually be for tomorrow, because AT&T Type did forfeit to Complexity. These games that we just watched are from Friday, so we kind of shifted some things around. We're still kind of working on what will be coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned to the social media for IGN Pro League, and we'll figure out what we're going to be bringing you tomorrow. You can go ahead and follow me, Ask Joshy, and follow Kevin at Kevin Naki as well, if you don't mind. We're actually casting Shoot Mania as well.
Yep.
At least, we do have the schedule for Shoot Mania tomorrow. The semifinals and finals of our first IPL 5 qualifier will take place at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 8 p.m. Central European time, and those should be actually really, really top caliber Shoot Mania matches. So if you want to tune in for that, that's twitch.tv/IPL Shoot Mania. That's all I've got. So I guess have a wonderful evening.
Boom. There we go, guys. So have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.